Welcome to Storycraft Portal, where we bring you real, untold stories and mysteries from around the world. Today's story is one of the most shocking aviation mysteries in history: the disappearance of Malaysia Airlines flight MH370. On March 8, 2014, 239 people boarded a plane that took off from Kuala Lumpur and vanished without a trace. There were no distress signals, no confirmed crash site, no full explanation, even after the largest air and sea search in human history. Was it a technical failure, an intentional act, or something beyond imagination? This was not just a plane crash. It was a global mystery that left the world stunned and families shattered. Let's uncover the truth, piece by piece. It was a calm night on March 8, 2014, when Malaysia Airlines flight MH370 took off from Kuala Lumpur, heading toward Beijing. There were 239 souls on board, including families, students, and business travelers. The flight was smooth, routine, until it wasn't. Just 40 minutes after takeoff, the aircraft's transponder went silent. Air traffic control tried reaching out. No response. Radar contact was lost. Within seconds, a fully functional Boeing 777 had vanished from the skies. No mayday, no distress call, just silence. The last known words were chilling. Good night. Malaysian 370. But what followed was even more chilling. Nothing. No crash site. No dicky. No answers. Only questions. As families waited, the world watched in disbelief. What happened to MH370? The vanishing wasn't just a tragedy. It was the start of the world's greatest aviation mystery. And this was only the beginning. As radar contact was lost, military systems picked up something chilling. Flight MH370 had turned west, completely off its original path. It wasn't heading to Beijing anymore. It was flying over the Malacca Strait into unfamiliar airspace. Authorities were confused. Why would a pilot change direction without any communication? As the hours passed, panic spread. Families waited at Beijing airport, unaware that the aircraft had disappeared hours ago. When Malaysian officials finally broke the silence, the world was stunned. A modern passenger jet had gone dark, mid-air, and changed its course without a trace. Was it hijacked? Was there a cockpit struggle? Or something worse? Theories began to swirl, but there were no answers. Only fear, speculation, and silence. And as new data surfaced, one thing became clear. MH370 didn't crash where we thought it did. Days after MH370 vanished, a new clue came from an unexpected source: British satellite company Inmarsat. Their data revealed that the aircraft had kept flying for nearly 7 more hours after it went dark. A series of handshakes, or automatic satellite pings, showed the plane traveled south, deep into the Indian Ocean. It was a breakthrough, but also a heartbreak. The final ping arc suggested MH370 had ended its journey somewhere far from any land. No one knew why. The autopilot theory was born. Had everyone on board been unconscious? Or was the pilot flying alone, in silence? The Indian Ocean is vast and unforgiving. The mystery deepened as investigators realized they weren't looking in the right place all along. The flight didn't crash. It kept going. But to where? And why? With Inmarsat's data in hand, search teams launched a massive mission. Dozens of countries joined forces, deploying ships, submarines, and drones into the Indian Ocean. It became the largest and most expensive search in aviation history. Over 120,000 square kilometers of seabed were scanned, a space the size of a small country. But they found nothing, just silence. As weeks turned into months, hope faded. Some debris turned up near Africa, but not the main wreckage. The pressure on Malaysian officials mounted. Why did it take so long to release satellite data? Was something being hidden? Meanwhile, families clung to theories and prayers. The Indian Ocean had swallowed something. But what? The more they searched, the less they found. Was the truth really buried under miles of ocean? Or was it being kept from the surface? After a year of silence, something finally surfaced. A large winged piece, called a flaperon, washed up on Réunion Island off Africa's coast. It was confirmed. It belonged to Flight MH370. More debris followed. Parts of the interior, wing fragments, pieces of engine cowling, scattered across beaches in Madagascar, Mozambique, and Tanzania. These weren't just wreckage, they were voices from the deep. Each item told a silent story of impact, drift, and time. But where was the rest of the plane? Why were only fragments found? Some experts claimed the plane had broken up midair, others said it glided before crashing. But the truth was murky. The debris proved the plane crashed, but not how or why. For families, it was both confirmation and renewed grief. The ocean had returned evidence, but withheld meaning. What was hiding next? As investigators searched the wreckage, their eyes turned toward the cockpit. Captain Zahari Ahmad Shah, a seasoned and respected pilot, became the center of a disturbing theory. His home flight simulator had stored practice routes leading deep into the southern Indian Ocean, eerily similar to MH370's final path. Was this a coincidence or a plan? Authorities insisted there was no conclusive proof. But whispers grew louder. Was it pilot suicide? Had Zahari locked the co-pilot out and taken the plane on a final, private descent? Some colleagues defended his character. Others weren't so sure. The idea chilled families and divided public opinion. If true, it meant 238 innocent lives were sacrificed in silence. But no one could prove it. Just questions and a digital trail that faded like the aircraft itself. The person who might have held the truth was possibly the one who made sure no one ever would. As one theory cooled, another flared. Was MH370 hijacked? Some experts believed a deliberate mid-air takeover had occurred. Could someone have entered the cockpit, disabled systems, and diverted the plane? Others proposed a high-tech theory, cyber hijacking. Could someone have remotely taken control of the Boeing 777 systems? Aviation authorities pushed back. No proof, they said. But with no distress call, no radar interference, and a route that defied logic, imagination became evidence. Some pointed to mysterious passengers or forged passports. Others questioned what was in the cargo hold. Suspicion had no boundaries, and yet every path led to a wall. No group claimed responsibility. No demands were ever made. If it was hijacking, it was unlike any before. Silent, sophisticated, and final. Could this have been a perfect crime, executed in the sky? When facts fade, conspiracies rise, and MH370 became the perfect storm. Some said the plane was secretly landed on Diego Garcia, a U.S. military base. Others believed it was accidentally shot down and covered up. A few even claimed alien abduction. These theories gained traction not because they were believable, but because nothing else made sense. The lack of wreckage, poor communication from officials, and delayed transparency fueled the fire. Why was information withheld for days? Why were radar data and military tracking released so late? Families were left in darkness, while the internet lit up with speculation. Even now, new witnesses and leaked documents surface every year. Some conspiracies are absurd, but others? They ask questions no one has answered. In the absence of truth, even lies wear the mask of logic. And the longer it stays unsolved, the more dangerous the story becomes. For the families of MH370's passengers, time hasn't healed. It's only deepened the wound. Birthdays pass, anniversaries fade, but the pain doesn't. Many still gather every year on March 8th, holding photos and candles, waiting for truth. Some haven't changed their loved one's room. Some still leave a seat at the table. There was no closure, no final goodbye. Just unanswered questions. For many, the official narrative isn't enough. Some believe evidence is being hidden. Others hold on to hope, a miracle return, a last message, anything. This wasn't just an accident. It was a void, swallowing 239 lives and leaving behind grief that time cannot erase. Every year, a child grows up without a father. A mother waits for a son who won't return. The world may move on, but they can't. And the weight of truth still hangs in silence. In 2018, the official search for MH370 was called off after nearly 4 years and millions spent. The final report offered no clear cause, only possibilities. The plane was likely out of control when it crashed. Likely, not confirmed. And so, the file was closed, not with the truth, but with uncertainty. Yet, the story hasn't truly ended. Independent teams still search. Technology continues to evolve. Some believe one day, the black box will be found, and everything will become clear. But for now, MH370 remains the greatest unsolved aviation mystery in history. It reshaped flight security, shook public trust, and left a scar on families and nations alike. Maybe someday the ocean will give up its secret. Maybe the silence will speak. Until then, this case isn't just closed, it's frozen in time, and the world still waits.